What is going on, everyone? I'm DeFi Sean. That is Mr. Pixel. We are back with Tuesdays edition of Mod Trending. And also we have some more Mod Trending Spotlight. Going over two more projects from the Pump Fun Hackathon. We had a third, but they didn't show up. So we will cover these two really good. The ones from yesterday are all over Twitter, all over our YouTube. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. Comment, watch, thumbs up. Also, I know that we're not live on YouTube and X and all that today, but we will be, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, post button, repost button. I always like to say, whatever button you have to hit to send this far and wide, hit that button. And Mr. P, you like me, look like you're having a really busy day. My wife and daughter's off. I'm babysitting, so you're probably gonna see my son run in at some point. So yeah, been one of those days.
Yeah, I was rushing in here. I got into the back room here a little late because the weather's been so bad here. My wife had to go and pick up our eldest, so I had to watch the little guy while she was doing that. But I just got in late night last night, getting all those clips and everything ready. I was working on cards and stuff for the hackathon. I'm working on the Rico thing at the moment, the promo for that when that drops, Rico's Revenge. And I don't know, there's probably other stuff I'm forgetting right now, but you know how it goes. I know you've been sweating it on there too all morning to getting those clips out from yesterday, but we'll have two more as well coming out tomorrow and two more guests today, which is awesome. And of course, everybody, we are a trending show, so I'll give the quick spiel here on how you can be highlighted. All you got to do is go to our website, install the bot. As you can see here, this is how it looks in Telegram, and we highlight the top 5 projects 5 days a week, Monday to Friday at this time. Every one of those days. If you are in the top 5, you will be highlighted, and you can click, of course, those blue links right there with the project names, and that will bring you right into the Telegram of that project. So you can even bounce around and explore the other projects too. And of course, if you want to install it, all you got to do is head on over to the website moonordust.media right here. And all you got to do is go to the trending section. Of course, we did do a little update here, and you can see we got the live schedule. Sorry, my mouse wheel is a little janky at the moment. And we got the live schedule there actually today. But if you want to install the bot, all you do is click the trending section right here. You can access it through the sidebar. It tells you all about the show, all the links where you can watch it. Obviously, we're on Pump Fun Live only at this moment in time, but it will be pushed to all these other channels here. YouTube, multiple channels, X, multiple channels, and we just began our Rumble too very recently, so we're growing that at the moment. But all in all, we got about 200k plus subscribers across all those channels to get some great traction too after the fact. Here's the bot. All you got to do is click add bot now. It'll prompt, open your Telegram, you give it the admin permissions in the chat of choice, and you get your community voting. Now, you can do that organically, or you can take advantage of the paid boost options that we have here as well. We got a vote multiplier boost, gives you 1.2x, 1.5x, or a 2x on every vote, lasts for 1 hour. Or you can take the leaderboard boost option and shoot your project into the top 5, top 3, or straight to the #1 spot. And as always, if we see an awesome bullish community out there, we'll extend an offer to come on the Moon or Dust game show itself, play for some Mafia token, and lock that up in your treasury, make some moves with it. But yeah, install the bot. No reason to do it. Not spammy at all. It auto deletes votes after the fact as well. We're very cognizant of clogging up Telegram channels and things like that. We know people don't really like that. We don't like it. So we make sure that we do that as well. So yeah, no reason to not install it, everybody. Go to moonordust.media/trending and pick up the bot, get it installed in your Telegram. Take advantage of the massive exposure that we're building here at Moon or Dust Media.
All right, yeah, let's head on the little bit extra step. We also have Crypto on Calls, which is our marketing company. Been doing that for about 4 years. Have that along with the YouTube channel of the same name. Do tons of token reviews. Actually, had my little free dedicated token review that Colbo AI won via Twitter. So got that out today. So shout out to them. Also with Crypto on Calls, we can get you YouTube videos from like 200 YouTubers. Sorry about the noise again. My son's in here. Next, 200x people, Instagram, TikTok. You need centralized exchange listings, CMC, CoinGecko listings, market, basically anything you need in the crypto market. I can get it. And guess what? We will not destroy you on price like most of these marketers do. I said it yesterday. Most of them charge 100% plus on their commissions. Don't even come close to that. Most of my commissions are worked out with the people that I work with, so we don't even actually charge you anything on top. So if you're looking for something good, or if you need something anywhere within the marketing framework of crypto, come to me. I guarantee you I will quote you a lower price, sometimes significantly lower, maybe even 50 to 60 to 70% lower to what most people go ahead and quote you at. So keep that in mind when you're looking. Also, we have our podcast, the Crypto Chain Reaction Podcast. Season 3, Episode 5 came out yesterday. So go ahead and check that out. And yeah, guys, that's us. That's our trending show.
Content machine, Sean.
Marketing. Yep, I got them. I think I'm gonna make me a Good Mafia YouTube video tomorrow. Also, Mr. P, I want us to make a video. I got a really good idea. I'm gonna share with you off screen, and we'll share with everyone off tomorrow.
Cool.
But yeah, guys, that's us. Go ahead. Yeah, content creating machines over here at Mod Media. We have tons of stuff, of course. Later on in the video, after we have the guest up and everything, we'll go into more details about Mod Media and everything we do. But yeah, Mr. P, we can maybe check out the market really quick, because obviously these episodes run extremely late with all the guests that we have. So did my screen pop off again? It sure did.
Most likely, yeah. StreamYard, come on, guys. You're killing us over here. My audio starts switching around in the middle of the streams and stuff. It gets really annoying.
All right, so let's
let's
take a quick look. We have a 67.5 Bitcoin, 618 BNB, ETH slightly below 2K, whereas XRP 147. My precious Dogecoin's at 10 cents. So everything's holding up pretty good. Everything's either Solana looking over it. Yep. Pretty much everything's where it was yesterday when we had the live. I mean, it's either slightly up or slightly down. Anyone in the chat? What's that?
I said our fear and greed is up 1 at 13 from 12 yesterday.
Let's go. Climbing up slowly.
Again. Sean.
It's climbing up slowly but surely, hopefully. So working our way up. Cannot wait till we get into some better market conditions. That's for sure. Anyone in the chat? Any big news that I missed out on today?
Yeah,
I mean, I literally spent 4 hours loading up content this morning, so I haven't looked at anything.
Dude, yeah, and I didn't get a chance to even look at anything yesterday. We were so hectic with all the interviews and the hackathon live, and then all the clips and all that. But hey, this is what we signed up for. We're in it to win it.
For sure.
And it's great here as well, highlighting all these projects, getting an idea, building out this resource for the competition for everybody, so you can get a good idea of what it looks. And of course, tomorrow is the closing date for any entrance to the competition, right?
Yep, I believe so. The 18th.
So I wonder how long they're going to run it after the 18th.
I don't think they really specified. My son's making a cameo, I guess. I don't think they really specified when all the winners are going to be chosen. I'm hoping we're going to hear. I also was under the impression they weren't going to choose a winner until the 18th, but they chose one like on the 14th, I think. So
yeah, and then they chose another one. I think they chose 2 so far. There's like 10 slots left, I believe. For the hackathon. So I think they have 2 Opal, and the other one was Zeoth, right? I think were the 2 that have been chosen so far. Yes. Congratulations to those guys. We actually didn't have either of them on the show, but hey, they don't need to come on the show now, I guess. They already got their slot. But it'll still be awesome to have you guys on. If you do watch what we're doing here, more than welcome to come on the show sometime and present us and let everybody know. Of course, projects go on much longer even after the hackathon too, and they were probably building as well before. So yeah, hit us up. Happy to have anybody on, especially, if we could get those 2 already selected winners. Would be pretty cool too, to have those guys on. So maybe we'll reach out to them and see if they'd be willing to come on the show and give us some updates. What's going on in the market, Sean? Anything big? I know
not seeing anything too crazy.
They did mention it. I saw a clip this morning where they did kind of bring it up. Trump and Besant in the Oval Office kind of slightly mentioned about it as well. So I'd be interested to see what that's about. But it did pop up. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think supposedly they're supposed to be holding some more meetings this week about the market structure bill. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I know supposedly, if what I'm reading is right, the White House wants like a hard deadline of like March 1st. So we'll see to have it figured out. I guess to at least go to vote, maybe. So yeah, Michael Saylor, of course, picking up some more up to 717,000 BTC.
Guy.
By far and away, corporate holder, like not even close.
Right.
And Bitcoin's worth $1 million a token. He might be the richest person on the planet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the big dogs are buying right now during this fear. Welcome everybody. It's in the chat. Cap, welcome. Mafia for the win. Thanks, brother. Cheers for jumping in. Anybody else in the chat, please let us know. And have we got anybody from our guests today? We got Heisenberger and we got Kenny Claude coming on the show to do some interviews. So if you got any of those peeps in the chat, let us know. Of course, feel free to ask any questions too. We'll put them to our guests, no problem. If you do have any questions on what they're presenting. Yeah, so it looks like a pretty clean usual. Sean looks like cruise control again, just nothing really massively moving the needle here, I guess, until there's some regulation popping down as usual.
Yep. Yeah, let's see. The crypto industry and investors are waiting for the completion of the U.S. Clarity Act, which has been delayed amid partisan politics and industry concerns. The bill to rewrite the rules for the road of the crypto industry. Currently, lawmakers in the U.S. Senate are hammering out the details with significant points of contention. Let's see. The crypto industry itself has taken issues with some of the provisions. Yeah, we knew about that. Yeah, that's going over stuff that's already happened that we already know about. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah, let's see how we go here. All right, so nothing crazy.
If we're ready to go ahead, we'll start getting them pulled up and learn about some more of our fellow entrants.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's do that. I guess first up, we're going to have our guy, Rooski Brewski from Kenny Claude. All right, so let's do it. All right, there is our guy, Rooski Brewski. Nice name, sir. How you doing?
Not so bad. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We're doing great. What part of the world are you in today, sir?
So I'm coming at you live from Ohio.
Very good. Very good. How's the weather down there? It's brutal where I'm at.
The snow's mostly melted now, but everything's kind of just a mud pit. It's like not really cold, but not really warm.
Mm-hmm.
Normal Ohio stuff.
Right. No, for sure. So you are the creator of Kenny Claude. Let's pull up your screen here and we can do a little dive in. I guess the first thing we can do here, I guess, is give us for everybody that's discovering this for the first time, Rooski, give us an idea of exactly what this is.
Yeah, so Kenny Claude is essentially a software, hardware, end-to-end way to allow AI to manage a cultivation for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with cannabis simply from a business perspective. I mean, the market's growing like every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes from real world, problems that I've had, like cannabis. Anyone can grow it, but to masterfully grow it takes a little bit of finesse. You know what I mean? A little bit
Mm-hmm.
of messed this one up last time, fix it this time.
Right.
And so with this, you have an AI agent that can essentially read these sensors that I have in the tent with the plant.
Mm-hmm.
And then it then can call to a hardware controller that I have set up and can tell it, okay, you need more circulation. I've got, I don't have it on here. It's actually something I've been working on getting up, but I have a CO2 meter, so it can read, the CO2 is building up for optimal growth. We need more circulation. Or
and does this like let's say does it alter those things if it measures something?
Yeah, and that's kind of, I'm in the phase where I'm essentially gathering data and letting the system learn. I've got, so this is the outside of the tent temperature and humidity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's able to look at what it's fighting against. And the way I have it set up, I've got SQL, like data tables set up where it's able to, timestamp everything it's doing and then recording the changes, against my specific temperature and humidity.
Right. And do you have, like, let's say also a camera that's I know you have a camera here, so does it use the camera also to monitor it visually like that, as well as all the other readouts?
That's definitely on the roadmap. I've hit a point, so I consider myself at the end of phase 0, right? So I'm using existing controller technology from another company, and I have it back engineered, to somebody who had open source API for this specific equipment. Now the
Gotcha.
goal, and the next phase for me, I'm currently fundraising, I guess you would say,
Mhm.
for the next undertaking, which is to build my own controller with my own sensors,
Mhm.
that I can then customize. Like for watering, I want to
Mhm.
have a scale, and each
Mhm.
individual Canaclot system, you'll be able to measure the dry weight of the plant as well as the water weight of the plant.
Gotcha. And do you have like a drip system set up for this, or how is it set up?
So I don't at the moment. I had some issues with the drip system in that I was using like a soil meter,
Mhm.
and soil meters are good for like how much moisture is in the soil, but they don't really give you a comprehensive idea of how much water is accessible to the plant.
Right. And do you have a
Uh,
like a pH reader and everything kind of hooked up
so
as
again,
well?
that's
Mhm.
that's
That'll be
all
part of it.
that's something that's going to be a little bit more expensive of an undertaking, if you will.
Mhm.
Where yeah, I'd like to get pumps set up with a pH system.
Mhm.
And the goal is to then move to my own hardware, which another goal is to then train AI to have onboard end-to-end AI integration as opposed to having it as a cloud service.
Gotcha, gotcha. And what inspired you to create this?
Well, so I went to back in high school, it was like, all right, you got to do something with your life. And I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
But I found myself in an applied plant biology major with the goal of, because I started in 2018, and it was right around the time of cannabis legalization in my area. So that was like a heavy factor. I was like, oh, like I enjoy consuming cannabis. Why not
Mhm.
find myself in a booming industry that's new and exciting and happening around me?
Yeah,
Well,
smart.
then I go to school and I find that it really isn't about having an education to get a good job. It's more, being somebody that's already a figure or has background in growing cannabis.
Mhm.
Um,
Who you know?
and so at the same time, I also found out that I had a kid on the way. So I dropped out to provide. But in that stint, I was able to find that it was something that I really enjoy. And then when legalization came, I was like, okay, well, why am I paying, an absorbent amount of money on a medical card, and then you got to go to the dispensary, and it's just the whole thing is weird and expensive.
Yes.
And Ohio specifically, like the prices are ridiculous, and it's
Yeah, getting taxed into oblivion, right?
well, not
Same.
even that. So Ohio has really tight legislation where it's already really hard to become like an independent cultivar.
Mhm.
And then we actually right now, like ongoing, have the attorney general is suing, or I don't know if he's suing, I don't know the actual vernacular for it, but he's looking at 9 cannabis companies that are he's alleging that there's price fixing and like a lot of anti-competitive strategies going on,
Right.
where they're setting the price at a high number, knowing that legality-wise, there's not gonna be any competition to drive them out.
And choking out small independent growers.
Exactly, and that's what kinda made me wanna grow, is just like, I went to school for this, I like plants, I grow a bunch of other stuff already,
Mhm.
why not take it a step further and know where the cannabis I'm consuming is coming from?
Right.
Um,
And
but,
yeah,
so
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
and the grow area that I have available to me is in a house with no insulation. It was built in 1902, so there's no
Alright. Classic.
insulation. The windows haven't been reglazed since the 40s. It's impossible to control the climate essentially. Like
Right.
even with off the shelf like automation things that like you can set, like this is what I want, and you
Mhm.
set it and you're like, all right, it's gonna do it. Like it's still it still doesn't really, like, there's still a lot of
Yeah.
fine tuning involved with that.
Gotcha. So this is obviously a passion project of yours. Who
Oh
would
yeah,
you
100%.
who would you say this is built for?
This is built for anybody that wants to know where something that they're consuming is coming from. This is for the people that they would love to smoke the cannabis that they grew, or eat, or however they consume it.
Mhm.
If they want to get to it, they want it to be affordable. They don't know where to start. They don't know what books to read. They don't know, on the message boards, they don't know the difference between, one guy that's yelling at some other hippie about semantics of pH or
Right, right.
whatever.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
there's so much. It's such like a convoluted space, in the sense that, like, there really is a lot that goes into managing like any organic growing thing.
Right. So
Um,
what is let's say what is the business model here for exactly what you're building? Let's say you have your final end product. I know you're still in the development phase, but what does your final kind of end product look like where you envision it, and how does it work into like a revenue stream? What's the ultimate product
yeah,
that
yeah.
people would use?
So end goal, it's a ready to go, out of the box, plug and play environmental controller, in which you essentially pay a subscription, right,
Right.
for access to it growing. And again, the goal is for it to be cheap. Like, I don't want the goal is to put manageable growing into the hands of everyday people.
Hmm.
It's and so
Yes.
it's like, there'll be a payment system, but that's simply to keep everything moving forward.
Keeping the lights on. Yes, of
Yeah, and the
course.
other the other cool thing is, like, I feel like crypto and cannabis can really go hand in hand, in the sense that you can't put cannabis money into a bank. And
Hmm.
I don't know the legalities on this. This is just,
Depending where you're at, for
yeah,
sure. Right.
speculative dreaming and whatever.
Hmm.
But the goal is that you could essentially pay for it like a service with the crypto coin.
Okay, so like, let's say, what is the product that I'm purchasing? Is it like an AI model that kind of can connect to all of these different other products, that it would get all these readings and be able to kind of manage this and pop up
Yeah,
red
yeah.
flags
So
and things
the
like this?
product that you're receiving is a professional AI cultivating a robot, I guess,
Hmm.
and it's able to read from your specific growing needs. It
Hmm.
can take a picture, a scan. Again, once I have my own board, the goal is to have, onboard cameras, everything from the box to an app.
Hmm.
And it'll adjust to your needs if you live in a cold, wet environment, or a hot, dry environment, or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Um, the
And
system, it will just slowly, like, once we get to a certain point, I'd like to send the equipment and the software to people from the community as well,
hmm.
and that'll be like beta testing as well as scaling into like larger data sets.
Gotcha. So you would basically, if I was to go to the product as you envision it, I would be purchasing some kind of a box that I would use with an app, kind of a thing. Is that
Yeah,
what you're? Yeah. So it'd be a
yeah.
box, and then the box would be within this scroll room here, um, and then it would like take the readings. So there's a way that you would input the readings that you need. Would that be a manual thing, or it would be connected to
No,
all
and
these
that's
other?
the other part of it, is that the whole thing should be autonomous, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
end goal. It's as scalable as, or on as hands on or as hands off as you want, right? You can say you want to purchase the water management kit to have constantly fed pH water,
Mhm.
on a wait time, like, timer.
And what kind of data are you training this on? Is like proprietary data, like public regulation? Like what exactly? Like how do you train, and what model do
Well,
you
and that's
use?
where I'm using right now Claude Haiku, and essentially what it's doing is, every time it takes a reading, it's logging what the current equipment numbers are, and what the outside environment is versus what the intent environment is. It's
Gotcha.
then like every time it makes a change or a decision, right? Like I have the decisions here where it's literally like walking through why it's changing, what it's changing.
Mhm.
And then all of that. So I also have a learnings tab here, and all of that goes here, where every time it makes an observation, it's telling you what it's observing, and then
Mhm.
pulling from these observation tables to make decisions based on the change necessary to stay in the optimal zone.
Gotcha. And let's say obviously we know that the cannabis industry is heavily regulated, as we spoke
Yes.
about. Do
Yes.
you see any massive issues for yourself for this product?
No,
Like
not at all. And
would be
that's
totally
my
fine.
favorite part about this whole system, right? Is
Mhm.
right now it's cannabis because I found a niche that I wanted to be involved in for a long time. And I saw an opportunity to build something that it exists, but it's the same as like most big things where it's like it's convoluted, it's a basic, set number AI.
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, um, sorry, I got lost in thought here.
You're all good. You're all good. I'm thinking maybe where you were going with this, like, what does expansion look like? I mean, you can
Oh,
obviously
yeah,
move
yeah,
to
that's right.
more plants and things like that, right? It's
Selling
okay. I
s-
know you smoke cannabis. It's all
selling this system is no different than selling a pH meter, than selling a water pump, than selling grow lights, than selling.
Mhm.
And again, the further the system goes, like I'd love to have it where you can plug in, say you want to grow maybe like something from the rainforest, you want to get into carnivorous plants, whatever it is,
Mhm.
an open source where you can just send data for things that you're growing.
Right.
You tell it what the optimal conditions are, or even uh, have do research with the AI for it to just like put it in, and
Right.
then you can
Right.
send that data with, your growing environment versus what the target is, and then
Gotcha.
slowly, you could grow prize-winning tomatoes in a closet. You
Right.
can
Right.
grow
Mhm.
you can grow carnivorous plants, pitcher plants in your closet, whatever you want.
Right. So, like, ultimately, like, scale and expansion for something like this, let's say you got your product, that it would be in like dispensaries, like, garden stores, things like that. And then people could just pick it up, bring it home, and it would be able to help them grow the plant, I guess, monitor it and all that kind of
Exactly, and
thing. If
and
that's the,
for
yeah.
the everyday person, I mean, the yield that you get and the quality of the yield that you get is gonna come down to a lot of these little things early that I mean, this is so the plant on screen here, this is our little Claude X, named by
Mhm.
the community, and her precursor, Claude 9, didn't make it for I was still tuning in the system. I don't know if that was why, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of variables, and every time that you lose a seed, that's, $15-20 gone instantly,
Right.
whatever it
Right.
is that you're paying for a seed.
Mhm. And tell me this, are you familiar with other like companies, individuals, teams that are building something like this? What's the competition look like?
Yeah, so I feel like there's an obvious thing where it's like a lot of people see me as just copying Soul, the tomato. But the way that I kind of view that is it's different. It's a different niche. Like Soul, the main goal or the narrative is to accelerate applied plant biology, which is awesome. I mean, that's really
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm.
What I'm trying to do is bring this accelerated growth to the masses.
Mhm.
And in that way, I feel that it's different. And then, as I said earlier, there are different brands such as like AC Infinity. You have Mars Hydro, Spider, whatever,
Right.
and they all have like automation products. But again, none of them are catered to your environment or are catered to the ability to look at a plant and say, okay, it's not receiving enough water on our scheduled watering. Let's up
Mhm.
that number by a couple of milliliters. And then take the response of the plant and apply that back to growing it.
Gotcha.
Because at the
Gotcha.
end of the day, like that's a lot of the professionalism around cannabis is, taking an input, how it affects the plant, and then troubleshooting to amend that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think it's a great concept, and not just for cannabis, but for anything that somebody would want to grow. If you just have your AI like box or whatever, and it's connected up to all the different methods that the plant, systems, I guess, that the plant needs to grow, to get that big yield or to become what you want it to become. I think it's an awesome way to be able to do that, because most people that are try to do it, if they're just doing it at home or something like that, they're not going to be professionals. And like you said, they're going to be
Yeah.
bouncing around YouTube here and there, trying to get this from this guy and this from that guy, and then it comes down to semantics and like, which role do I go? But if you have one little thing, you bring it in, it's connected to all your other systems, and it's able to treat the plant, and you can just monitor it and interact with the AI. I think that's really cool, I have to say. So tell me a little bit about, I guess, the team. Is it just yourself? Is there other people working on this with you?
So it's, as far as the software and hardware and visionary at the moment, that's all me. I do have a couple of people from early on that are helping me with the community stuff a little bit, just because like it's a little bit overwhelming,
It
it's a
is.
lot all at once.
For sure.
And it's like I don't know what the right move always is necessarily. But
And that's
it's
where
like
community can help a lot, for sure.
exactly, and that's where, like, today I've been just like DCAing from the Fee wallet, and I did a giveaway where you just tag someone and make a meme. It's very simple, very straightforward, but I feel like at a certain point as a creator, you kind of owe your ability to work on something to the community that's supporting you.
Right. And do you have a big community? You're still kind of building that out, or how's that
I'm
going for you
definitely
guys?
still building it out.
Mhm.
The community on paper looks great. At some point, there was just a giant influx of bots that joined the Twitter community,
Mm.
and it just like inflated like crazy. So it's hard to like really have a number. But yeah, I mean, every day there's one or two new faces, and I like to, whenever people start pushing me about marketing and stuff, I like to tell them I want to build the bottom out organically. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm growing organic. I want to grow the
Mhm.
community organic.
Yes, for sure. And do you have Telegram as well, or no?
I do.
You
I
do? Oh
do.
yeah. Well, if you want, get our bot installed. Like I said, it's totally free, not spammy at all, and we highlight any projects that are in our top 5 days a week on this show as well. So if you do have a Telegram, or anybody else out there, install it. We're happy to do it. Take advantage of the exposure we're doing, and constantly you can bring us updates and stuff too, and that might help your growth as well. At the moment, that's what we want to do, is raise up smaller projects, smaller communities that are building really cool stuff. And like you said, marketing is expensive. If you don't have millions of dollars to put into it,
Right.
it's tough. And that's like exactly what we're doing here, is trying to build an ecosystem to highlight, because there's so many awesome builders that are building great stuff in this space, and it's just trying to get the eyes on can be so difficult. But yeah, if you can do that, that'd be awesome. We'd be happy to highlight you, and you'd have an open invitation to come on the show anytime you got updates and things like that too.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, do. You can go to the website there, moonerdust.media, into the trending section. Super easy to install. So tell me a little bit about, how long have you been building this?
So I guess this is day, I actually need to change this. I believe it's day 20 of this grow, and I started this grow 2 weeks in, so it's been all in all probably a little over a month.
Okay. And have you been doing the live streaming on Pump Fun as well for the hackathon, or have you been live
Yeah,
streaming
so
your
I
build?
essentially leave this on 24/7.
Mhm.
Every time I have an update, I'm very active in the community, even if it's little stuffs or just, a high thought, I'll just update it to the community and be as transparent as possible. And I also like to explain the plant science every time we do like a growth update. If there's something new or cool that I can, educate people on, like
Mhm.
that's another part of this, is like it all kind of stems from a passion to want to work with plants. And if I can share that with people, that's even better.
Very cool. Very cool. I like it. I'm a cannabis guy too myself. I do enjoy a dabble here and there from time to time. Keeps me
Very
sane.
cool.
Helps my creative juices. I do a lot of like
Yep.
graphic work and things like that. So helps me wind down. Everybody's got their voice. Some people like a glass of wine. I prefer to go on the greener side.
Yeah. Wife,
Personally.
wife and I are the same.
So tell me, let's say, regarding the hackathon, if you got a spot tomorrow, what does that unlock for you? What's your plan here in the next
So
6 months or 12
first
months?
thing I'm doing is I'm building a we'll call it a lab, which it would essentially be a shed in my backyard.
Mhm.
But I would, create a controlled environment that I could separate into 2 rooms so that I can start doing data collection for vegetative plants at the same time as flowering plants, because again, the goal is to be able to monitor anything from 1 to, in Ohio, we can have up to 6 plants per stage. So I can have 6 plants in vegetative stage and then 6 plants that are also flowering. And so the goal
Mhm.
for me is to be able to just try and max that out, so that I can start working on having it managing multiple things and seeing where the limits are and where I need to add more layers,
Mhm.
and from there being able to finish my actual equipment list and have a prototype to ship out to do beta tests and more data collection with different variable groups as far as climate goes.
Okay, I have a question too from the chat here. Will it notify you if there's a power outage when you're sleeping or out of town?
So, well, that is a difficult thing, right? Because at that point, it's out of anything's control.
Mhm.
Unless you have a generator that you're running on. If you don't have power, you don't have a fan,
Mhm.
you don't have a humidifier, you don't have anything.
You're right. Unless you
I
got some
do
kind of a
have,
battery pack built in or something like that.
yeah, but I
Pack,
do
yeah.
have like a fallback system where
Mhm.
anytime it loses connection or it can't, get a hold of the host or whatever it is, it will essentially go into a fallback mode where it goes to the most recent stable, like holding climate.
Right.
It'll look at, the last 5 or so readings,
Mhm.
and it'll go to whatever was holding the best, like the best environment at that specific like temperature and humidity from
Gotcha,
the
gotcha.
outside room.
Gotcha, gotcha. We have another grower in the chat here. Looks like Roxy. Shout out to you. And so let me ask you this: win or lose in the hackathon, this is a long-term project for you. It seems like it's a passion project of yours either way. Would
Yeah,
that be
for
accurate?
sure.
It's not. You're not just doing it for this. You're like, yeah, I want to build this out. I mean, I like it. I think it's a great idea. I have to say, it could be very beneficial for a lot of people. And I think you got a good kind of a plan here. I think, if you were to get that, and maybe people might see this and be like, you know what, I like that idea. I want to go and look into this myself, and maybe reach out to you and help you build this out, because there is like people that are into cannabis growing, like they're really passionate. Usually, in my
Yeah,
experience,
oh yeah.
when I've met
It's
them,
it's a it's a life-changing thing.
it really is.
You're for
Yeah.
it or against it.
Yes. Right. Exactly. Okay, so I think we got. Is there anything else that you would like to say, people? I mean, do you think we've covered everything here on the interview so far? Is there anything else that we've kind of missed that you
One
think is
other thing that
important?
I do want to touch on with
Mhm.
another layer of like ease of use and markets. A lot of what cannabis is a medicine for a large, majority of its users. Maybe not a majority, but there is a large user base that has ailments that stop them from being able to fill up a water reservoir or stop them from being able to grow quality medication. And I think that's another use case of this that's bigger than just being a product as well.
Gotcha,
You
gotcha.
said
Yeah, no.
something and it made me think about that.
Good, good, good. Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, yeah, of course. Any way people can cut back on the cost, especially if they use it for medicinal purposes. I think that's a great thing, and especially knowing exactly what you're consuming is very important these days too. And when it's your
Exactly.
own grow, you know exactly what's going into it, what the chemicals are, if there are, whatever it is. So I think that's very important. I think the more we can do things ourselves independent of the big business is better. Anything that makes that easier, in my opinion, is a good thing. um so I'm gonna hit you with some one word, or sorry, quick response questions here. So
Go
hit me with
for it.
this. One word to describe Canna Claude.
Green.
Good one. AI assistant or AI authority?
AI assistant,
Industry first or consumer first?
consumer first.
And finally, moon or dust?
Moon, God willing.
Hell yeah, I love it. Awesome, brother. Appreciate it. Let's give you some applause there for that. I just want to say best of luck in it. Stay with us. Keep us updated on everything that you're doing. If you're not in our Moon or Dust Telegram, please go in there. Have your community join us as well. Drop in any updates that you have. If you're willing, install the bot. Take advantage of being highlighted on the show regularly here as well. Keep us posted with updates. And if you are in the top 5 there, more open invitation always to any developers, builders, or community representatives to come on the show. Give us updates in real time when we're highlighting them. But it's been a pleasure having you on, brother. I really like what you're doing here. I think it has a great use case. And best of luck in the hackathon. You want to give a shout out to anyone? Got any words for Elon?
I appreciate what he's doing with the ecosystem. That he gets a lot of hate. I mean, some of it rightfully, some of it not. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, he's giving a platform to people like me who otherwise would never be able to do something that they enjoy and receive any financial benefit from it.
Absolutely.
And also, I want to thank you guys for having me on and giving me a platform to kind of word stew about what I'm working on.
Absolutely. And it's been a pleasure having you on. You seem like a really nice dude. Passion projects I always love, and we're happy to give builders like yourself some exposure in the space as well, because we all got it. We're all in this together. Like
Exactly.
I said yesterday, we're all in different carriages, but we're all on the same train. So and we're headed for the promised land, in my opinion. So I just love to see people building, growing, especially when it's passion projects are there. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. You can visit the website, everybody, kennaclaude.com. I'm sure you can access the Telegram channel from there as well. And you can go and give our guy a follow there at Ruski_Brewski. Right there. You can see it on screen. So any final words for us before we sign off? Thanks so much again.
I mean, keep doing what you guys are doing. Like, you guys are building an awesome space, like you said, for little guys like me. Like, this is the only space that I've been able to find to come on to and just kind of voice some things and answer any questions that people have. Like, people want spaces, but I think having like an outward conversation through spaces always feels really awkward and uncomfortable.
I agree.
As to where here it's more of a fluid conversation, and if I get lost in thought, you know what I mean, I can kind of get reeled back in one way or another.
I got your back. Well, it's been a pleasure, Ruski. Thanks so much. Keep doing what you're doing, my friend, and we will talk to you later.
For sure, I'll be in touch.
Awesome. Take care, my friend. Thank you.
Yep, later.
Bye-bye. All right, there we are. That is another one of our awesome projects there, kennaclaude.com. I hope everybody in the audience was enjoying that. I think it's a really cool idea. I think
hey guys, I am here. My son is not really wanting me to work, so I'm just kind of staying silent and off camera while you interview him.
No, you're all good, brother. You're all good. Got to be done. Thankfully, the wife is taking care. I have the luxury today of the wife taking care, so I I can get through these. But
right, nice.
Yeah, so we're going to have our next one is going to be Heisenberger. So I guess we can get ready to bring him up as well. What do you feel about that, Sean? How do you like the old the AI cannabis growing through Claude and that? You're not a cannabis guy yourself.
Not, but no, I appreciate a good idea, a good business model, which it seems to be. So yeah. I like it. Absolutely.
All right, we have our next guest now is going to be Heisenberger. So let's bring him up. There's our guy, the man himself. How are we doing, sir?
Hey, doing great. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. Happy to have you on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Whereabouts in the world are you today?
I'm based in Georgia.
Based in Georgia. All right. Very nice. Very nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up your screen here, and you can let us know exactly what it is that you're building, and keep it simple for us laymen, if you can.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it simple. I always get lost in the thought because there's so many things to cover, but essentially Aegon is the scaling solution for X402 protocol. And for those who don't know what X402 protocol is, it basically allows you to pay for services, API calls, products through a link. So you could visit a link and the website could ask for a payment. You would then make a payment on chain. It would be confirmed by what's called a facilitator. And then you would get the product or the service. So we're trying to fix the scaling issue, and I'm gonna dive deeper into what the problem is with the current architecture.
Okay, yeah. Let us know. Give us the breakdown.
Yeah. So why do we need Aegon? Why do we need to scale X402? So we thought Aegon, imagine 100 API calls. So your AI agent is making 100 API calls to get some form of data. That means your agent is paying for 100 transactions. Now, each transaction adds latency. So that means that in order to get those results from the 100 calls, it would take about 90 to 120 seconds. Okay. And then if any transaction fails, the API call fails. And so you're kind of dependent on the transaction status as well. So there could be issues with block space or RPC calls, or any of those issues might come up. And then finally, if we scale up the 100 calls to 1 million calls, it will cost you about $500 in just the transaction fees. So we're not
Mhm.
talking about paying the API cost or even a product cost. This is just to fund the transactions on Solana in this case. Now with
Okay.
Aegon, what Aegon does is we batch transactions. So 100 calls would basically mean one transaction. So instead of paying 0.0005 cents per transaction 100 times, you paid it once. We also have
Mhm.
instant authorization. So you get the API call instantly. There's no delay. And so that means that your AI agent, your application, your business, whatever you're trying to run, and whatever API you're trying to call, you get it instantly. And then if a payment fails, meaning if our batch transaction fails, we can retry to settle later on chain. And then finally, you have one balance. And so you top up that balance, and that balance is used for every single kind of X42 payment that you need to make.
Okay. And this is live right now?
Not yet. We did publish a first version of the SDK. It's not fully up and live yet, but it will be soon available for use. And
Mhm.
we do have some couple of use cases that we want to demonstrate. So, for example, RPC calls, right? You'll
Mhm.
be able to basically use Aegon to make it RPC calls on Solana and pay with the Aegon balance, and kind of demonstrate that the use case essentially.
Right.
So
And who let's say who does this? Sorry, no, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I just want to make sure
okay,
I'm clarifying this. How does this, let's say, what products would this connect to? Right? Would it connect to like products that aren't necessarily on chain? So like if I was using whatever it is, whatever the thing is that's
mhm.
making the API calls for me that isn't necessarily tied to the chain, how does that crossover work? Or is that, am I getting that right?
So essentially, anyone can accept payments through X402.
Hmm.
So I could be selling sneakers, and I could say, if you visit this link on my website, you can then send me USDC to my wallet, and then I'll ship the sneakers to you.
Hmm.
So it's not necessarily just API calls or blockchain specific. X402, X402 is essentially HTTP 402 code, which is an old standard, which was not adopted due to the issues with the banks and the credit cards and the Web2 infrastructure. But
Okay.
blockchain makes it easy to pay someone on demand.
Hmm.
And so that's what X42 is. You can pay on demand, and so again, you can buy it. Technically, you can buy anything. It depends on the merchant, right? So if the merchant accepts the X402 payment, meaning they accept USDC, you just
Hmm.
transfer the balance, and then you get the service of the product.
Got you. So whatever it is that you would be needing to do, they would have to accept that payment. That's type of
Exactly.
payment
Yes.
in order. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
Yep.
understood. Please continue.
Yep. Yeah. So, and then I guess I already kind of explained this a bit, but yeah, you deposit USDC into the Aegon wallet, which is the platform, and then you would, yeah, go on about and use the API key that we provide and purchase and make purchases, which is API calls, products, whatever,
Hmm.
and then Aegon handles the backend. So we handle the backend both for consumers and merchants. And there's differences between how we handle that compared to existing facilitators like Coinbase or PayAI. And so we can get into that later on. But
Okay.
essentially, that's how the system works. And yeah, this also is built for autonomous agents. So what that means is that you can also set up per request caps. So you can say, I'm willing to pay $1 per request. And so this kind of makes sure that you don't get drained. If a malicious or if a merchant kind of changes the price and tries to take more than it needed to, you can also set daily spending limits. So this kind of limits your exposure if your website is using a lot of API calls. Right, the
Mhm.
daily spending limit can help you with that, and we can notify you, hey, your limit is up. It's time to fill up the balance. And then
Mhm.
we can also have domain allow lists, so you can protect your balance from unknown domains requesting
Mhm.
payment. And it
Oh,
will be easy
gotcha.
as like 3 lines of code to implement this in your AI agent, and your AI agent will be able to kind of start paying for services by its own.
Right. And is this would you say this is built for just regular consumers, or is it kind of built for, bigger industry, or both, or
So for us, um, I've been brainstorming about this, and our main focus right now is developers, AI agents,
Mhm.
and just overall businesses in Web3. Sorry,
Mhm.
because that's a very straightforward use case.
Mhm.
Because as I said earlier, if you make 1 million transactions, it's going to cost you $500 in transaction fees. So really,
Mhm.
this use case is for high throughput use cases,
Mhm.
which is API calls, or just any type of calls, I guess. Not necessarily RPC calls, but also with visiting, I guess, websites or talking with other AI agents or whatever. So anything that's high throughput, this is for that use case.
Gotcha. So
But
so yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah,
No, go
but
ahead. Go ahead.
theoretically, you could, like, for example, top up your balance by $500, and then your AI agent can go to a like a Web3 Amazon, right, and then buy something for like $100, if
Mhm.
there's such a platform that accepts payment in this form.
Gotcha.
So that's also possible.
So let's say for me, as let's say I'm a developer, I'm someone that wants to come in and take advantage of what you're building here. What's that process look like for me? I'll go to the website, I'll install something, or like can you walk me through what that would be as a potential customer or consumer?
The setup would be pretty simple. You would log in with a wallet, or we would have some kind of social login like a Gmail or GitHub. You would then deposit funds, so USDC, into the wallet.
Hmm.
You would get an API key, and then you can use that API key to authorize transactions. And this will be done automatically. And so, of course, we also support. This kind of gets complicated, but we support existing X42 solutions as well, because if you want to take full advantage of our platform, you need to, as a merchant, you need to have our own SDK installed.
Hmm.
But if you have the legacy SDK installed, that also works with our architecture. So
Gotcha.
as a
Okay.
developer, it's very low friction.
Gotcha. So if you want to take full advantage, let's say I would come in, connect the wallet, take it, do those things that you had mentioned, but then there's also an SDK that you would install.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Well, sounds very interesting. Whereabouts are you at on the build right now? How long you been building this so far?
It's been 4 days.
4 days. Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
four
Well, good.
days.
Hey, better
Yeah.
late than never.
Yeah. No, we move quick.
Hmm.
It's a lot of work. We still have a lot of things to do, a lot of things to build. I thought, well, what if I build this like a V1 working product and then I launch? But again, the schedule's tight. The submission ends tomorrow. We have to submit to the hackathon, one, but then two, it's all about building public.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about releasing these updates bit by bit.
Mhm.
And then on the way, people can try it out and kind of see how the platform develops over time.
And have you been doing some public builds on live yet or anything? Or are you kind of getting
Not
to
yet.
that point?
No,
Not
we're
yet.
gonna start probably from tomorrow.
Okay, gotcha. Tell me about the token that's going to be involved. Obviously, when you're doing that.
Yeah,
What?
the token's not deployed yet. I've been trying to figure out how, because I've never really deployed a token on PumpFun, to be honest.
Mhm.
So I don't know about the whole bonding and whatever. But
Mhm.
we would have to deploy before the submission because that's one of the requirements.
Mhm.
Um, and we're trying to figure out tokenomics so that it makes sense for everyone.
Right, and of course, you'd want it to have some kind of a utility use case that ties into the product itself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha. Tell me about the team. How many of you guys are building this? What kind of skill sets you got?
Yeah, it's for the vision, technical, everything. It's just me. I do have a couple of I guess co-founders who are helping out with the just the basic costs of the operation.
What about community and things like that? Have you got a kind of a following, or you're just kind of really getting going and you're trying to build that out, or?
We're getting going. I do have my I have a 3 years of experience in Web3 development. So I have my personal profile, my personal X account, and I've built a couple of projects before on Luxo. I dealt with account abstraction. I have experience with paymasters, and what we build in here, Aegon, is essentially a type of paymaster. It's just a bit more advanced, and it has a different naming. So I do have my own personal brand, but as for Aegon, we just created the Twitter account today. And we got some members, but yeah, we're trying to build it organically, and yeah.
Gotcha.
I guess
And
it's fairly new.
what's your Twitter handle, just so we can let people know for the new account if they want to go follow it? I have.
Yep.
Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. I have Heisenbergers as your own handle, but are you saying there's a new Aegon Twitter as well? Is that what?
Yes, we have Aegon X Photo 2.
Let me put that in here so I can pop it up on the screen for everybody. And tell me this: what exactly? Let's say if you manage to get the investment here in the Pump Fund Hackathon, let me know what do the next kind of 6 months look like for you guys, or for what you're building. And tell me this too: do you use AI in your building process as well, or?
Yeah, I'll answer the second question first.
Yeah,
of course. I mean, AI is a big part, especially with Opus 4.6 thinking. It's a really smart model, but you have to be careful with it. Again, it's not what people say it is. You can't just let it, run wild and build everything from scratch. You have to still sit there, review, think about the architecture, think about the edge cases, and kind of guide it to do what you want it to do.
yes,
So of course we use AI. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to build what I have already built within
so quickly.
the 4 days. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the second question. But then the first one was, if we win. So I would say if we win, which I'm pretty confident, I must say, it will just be scaling. So it would just be adding more features. It would be improving the architecture. We do have some ideas on how we can perhaps make it more kind of decentralized, so to speak. Not really, because there's still custody of funds, because we have to confirm them off chain, and then we have to settle them ourselves. So we do need control of the funds. But there are mechanisms by which we can, for example, use Solana programs where we can use vaults or escrow accounts. So again, there's many things that we can develop, but if we win, it would just be scaling,
Right.
and then also finding what works, finding what use case works. Because, for example, I think one of the reasons why X42 has died out, because we saw a huge volume a couple of months ago, and now it's kind of, compared to it, kind of dead, which is what people are saying. I think the reason is because if you have an AI agent, if you have a web service, if you have any type of, again, business that uses X402, it's economically not feasible. You have to, again, for a million calls, you have to pay $500 in transactions. To
Right.
put that into perspective, you can pay $49 on Helios to get 1 million API calls. So if you use X402 for Helios RPC calls, you're paying $49 for the data itself and $500 just for on-chain transactions, which
Right.
is illogical, right? You're paying 10 times for just transactions. And so
Yes.
that's where Aegon comes in. And that's where we solve it. And instead of $500, you pay a couple of cents. And so now it makes sense. And then also, because we allow you to kind of deposit funds and use them as you wish, in Helios, if you pay $49 and you don't use all the credits, they kind of get lost, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
In
and
this
that
case,
goes for a lot of AI too, right? They'll just refund it, but they won't stack it.
Exactly.
top it
So
up,
in this
yeah.
case, you just pay for what you use. So you get the best of both worlds.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I like it. I think that's a very smart way to go. It goes against the grain of most AIs, but of course, they're trying to get top dollar. So I get it,
Yeah.
but it would be definitely better if they stack that, no matter what it is, what the use case is, the way the credits work. But hey, that's the model that they've adopted at this moment in time. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that's better. And let's say if you don't win, is this still a long-term project for you? It's something, it's a passion project that you wanna get out there anyway. I got to connect you as well with my twin brother. He does all the development and stuff for us as well. He'd be really interested in this.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, definitely. If we don't win, I think this is a play. This is not just like a one-time project you do for a hackathon, and then if you don't win, you let it die. Because again, the use case is there. And when I was researching X402, I saw an article by, I think it was one of the researchers. Well, I forgot the name, but it was a researcher, and they kind of identified the same problems that I have identified myself. So that kind of validated my thinking and my process. And then I found another article by Circle, which is, if I remember correctly, it's like a stable coin that's not tied to the US dollar. They have some kind of UBI set up. And so they're also working on this kind of solution where you don't have to necessarily pay for every single transaction or every single API call in this case.
Yes.
So the idea is validated. The use case is there. It's just grinding, right? It's just building the V1, getting it out, and then getting people to use it, and then just iterate on top of whatever feedback you get.
And what's your kind of time frame before you can kind of get to an MVP version here, do you think?
As fast as possible. I don't have a specific date. I don't want to tie it to a specific date, but ASAP.
ASAP,
Most of the
of course, yes.
ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe just one kind of final question here, as far as, do you see any road bumps as regards regulation, legalities, anything like that could like get in the way? Is there any competition for what you've got going on here at the moment?
Researching competition, there is no facilitator that kind of thinks about X402 the way we do. They essentially, I mean, people who know what paymasters are, when account abstraction was new, which is smart accounts like smart contract based wallets, paymasters basically paid the transaction fee for you, and so facilitators actually do the same thing in X402. So existing competition is just paymasters. They just sponsor your transaction fee. And so due to our architecture, we do have some benefits compared to them. So for example, if you're a merchant with other platforms, with Coinbase, for example, you get up to 1,000 free calls. After that, you pay roughly, I think, 0.0001 cent per transaction. And that's going to add up real quick, right? One. But then two, as a merchant, it's actually the merchant who pays the transaction cost. So if you are selling the product and you have 1,000 buys come in, you have to then go to Coinbase and you have to balance the books and you have to pay the transaction fees. With us, that doesn't happen because it's the buyer who pays the transaction fee. And so as a merchant, there's no more overhead and additional management of like trying to track, how many fees were spent. And so that's a benefit for the merchants, and for the buyers, same thing, right? And we do have the ability to have an economic model where we make money, and then also because we scale transactions, because we batch them on chain, we can be more generous with free tiers, right? Because we can process more transactions at a cheaper cost, and so we can give more free transactions.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I mean, that sounds it sounds like there's a massive use case here for this, for sure, because I know when we're building out using what we got as well, no matter what we're building, those API calls certainly do add up. So I think there's definitely a market for something like this, for sure. So, I mean, is there anything else that you think we should touch on here? Are you happy that like we've delivered everything so far, that you've informed everybody about exactly, or is there anything that you want to touch on before we close out?
There's probably something that I'm forgetting, but I guess that's it.
Always.
Yeah, always.
And do you guys have a Telegram? Are you in our Telegram by any chance?
I don't think in a group chat. I do have, not in a group chat.
Okay, well, no worries. If you're in our Telegram, please, be free, be there's an open forum in there for any projects that we have on the show. So feel free to drop in any updates you have as you guys are growing. As you build out your community, please install our bot as well. We'd love to continue to highlight you guys, and open invitation to come on the show and give us updates as you build out. Okay, I'm going to give you one or two here. One word to describe Aegon X402.
Stripe.
Ooh, okay, Stripe. I think Stripe was actually set up by some other Irish dudes, if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago, a while back. But kudos to them. And I'm just going to human trader or AI dominance.
AI dominance.
Precision or aggression.
Precision.
All right. Moon or dust.
Moon.
All right, there we go. Beautiful. Thank you so much, brother. We'll give you a round of
Appreciate
applause.
it, man. Thank you.
For having you on. And again, I got to connect you with my brother because I think he'd really be interested in this for sure.
No
He's
problem.
backstage right there now. You can see Adam. So maybe you guys hook up and because like I said, we build a lot too. So it'd be great to tap into this once you guys have it built and cut back on those overheads. I think a lot of people would be interested in this for sure, especially with the rise in vibe coding and things like that. Do you agree?
Yep, completely.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody, you can go and check out the man himself. Oh, quick question. Why Heisenberg?
I like Breaking Bad. And then I didn't want to do have a Heisenberg, so it was a Heisenberger.
Yeah, hey, that's good enough for me. I like Breaking Bad too. Great show.
Yeah.
Well, you can go and check out the website, everybody, aegonx402.com, and you can check out the man himself here, Heisenbergers. I think I have that spelled correctly there, right? That is your handle.
Yeah, it's correct. It's 2
Okay.
R's.
Awesome. And quick, give me the other X handle here again, just so I get that up on screen. I had to
Aegon X
at
402.
X 402. Okay, beautiful. There it is. All right, that is the new X handle that just got set up as well, everybody. So go give them a follow if you like what they're building here. The token should be dropping soon. You got about 24 hours maybe or less to get that dialed in. So good luck with that. If you need any help with that, hey, you can talk to Sean there or any of the guys here. We've been involved in tokens and things like that before. So if you need any advice on that, feel free. You can ask Sean there as well after the show, whatever. We'll be happy to help you out if you need assistance in that regard. But it's been awesome, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck with the hackathon. Win or lose, I hope you keep building this out. I think it's a great use case. I think we need it. I think we're getting a little robbed, to be honest.
Yeah.
I appreciate you very much. Thanks so much for coming on, my friend. Everybody go give this man a follow. Heisenbergers himself, and we'll be dropping not just this clip, but the other clip as well from previous with Canna Claude. We'll be cutting these out, dropping them on our multiple channels as well, over 200k plus subscribers. So push it out there, get everybody to interact with it, use it as a resource so people can understand the project. I hope you enjoyed the interview. And best of luck in the future moving forward, brother.
Appreciate it.
Look at the hackathon. Thanks so much.
Thank you for the opportunity, man.
Awesome. All right, take care. All right, there we go, guys. Heisenbergers.
All right, yeah, another good one.
I mean, that's a great use case. I think we all need it, especially AI builders in the space. I know Adam's probably licking his lips there in the background.
Yep.
About that. Thinking about
I do
that.
I do like me some Breaking Bad too. Great show.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Awesome, Sean. I guess we should get into some trending shows before the clock.
Yeah, let's hop into it. You may or may not have to take over some of them depending on how my son's acting.
It's all good.
Trying to balance that. All right.
Well, first up, we have
some stuff move around. All right, let's break it down real quick.
All right, you see who we got there coming up first. Yep. I got my drum roll. You got your screen share. Not seeing that screen share.
It fell off.
It probably fell off.
I got it right here though.
All right, awesome. Okay, there we go. All right, drum roll. God. Infineon didn't remove in time. There we go.
All right, guys. Infineon is actually our blockchain. It's a layer 2 Ethereum blockchain, what we like to call the infinitely smarter blockchain. It's been around for over a year now, been live on mainnet. We do have tokens that trade on it. It is a ever appreciating blockchain. So we have an underlying asset that we refer to as Infineon Plus. So like how Ethereum has ETH, Solana has Sol, all that good stuff, Infineon has Infineon Plus. And the reason why it's called Infineon Plus is because with every single transaction on the blockchain, there's a slight gas upcharge. And a portion of that gas upcharge will get slid over to the underlying asset Infineon Plus, essentially making the blockchain more and more valuable with every single transaction that happens on the blockchain. So something we've been saying for a while, getting mass adoption on the blockchain is extremely hard. But if this ever does get transactions, what was it? I was comparing it to like Solana. It would be like $2 to $5 million a day of value being added to the underlying asset if it did as many transactions as what Solana does. So it's something that could be absolutely next level. It's something that we can talk about for days on end, but highly recommend hopping on over to the website, Infineon.com. It was not our first project ever, but our first serious project. And it's something that we want to see through, and we are continuing to build out over time. Mod Media, I guess you can say, is like the exposure wing of everything we built. We built a platform for everyone to come on with Mafia, with the Pump Fun Hackathon. That we want to funnel everything back to Infineon as our brand grows. I'm hoping that we can grow the Infineon brand in the Infineon blockchain.
It would be quite awesome, dude, to see a lot of activity on that chain. What a cool experiment it would be to see that, man, and every token pegged to that underlying asset. And no matter what, even if there's no activity on the token, it will slowly increase, which is a great concept. Seeing big adoption of that would be something awesome. Everybody go check out the website, Infineon.com. X handle is at Infineon, spelled at INFINAEON. So yeah, go and check it out, everybody. And next up, we got next? It looks like we got Whale Miner.
All right, so Whale Miner was not there a second ago. All right, there we go.
All right, let's get that drum roll going again. All right, here we go. There it is.
All right, Whale Miner is a smaller project right now. We do actually have that game in our Telegram, just to we wanted to see how our Telegram was going to react to some games. I saw some people playing it earlier, so really cool. All the funds that are collected via the game in our Telegram, we are going to put right back towards Mafia. So play, mine, win, burn. Whale Miner is a Telegram-based mining game. Players bet, avoid the bombs, and went instantly directly inside Telegram, and no wallets required. That's kind of the way everything's headed these days. They're making it to where QR codes and different things that you can do to where no one ever has to connect a wallet. You do have a 70% chance to win. You have a 30% chance to lose. I saw at least a few people on Telegram was getting some decent returns. For full disclosure, there is a tax on it. It's 4% for the token. It's only 5 million tokens. 2% go into that game pool, which is where the funds come from, that you're enjoying when you get in those returns, and then 2% marketing. Let's go ahead, hop on over.
And if anybody's familiar with the game, of course, it is like the classic game from years ago called Minesweeper. Very similar to that kind of a game. Don't want to hit the mines, want to hit the whales, I guess. Yeah, there we go. There's the X handle. At Whale Miner Sol.
Yep, making sure there's no updates. So Whale Miner connects gaming with the real on-chain mechanism. Miner game, 20% of game value buys and locks whale. Automatic supply reduction. I believe they have 40% of their supply locked between the team and the community. So really cool to see. If you download the bot into it, you get 60% game treasurer for the players, 10% community owner. So whoever owns a Telegram will get 10%, and then 30% to the project wallet for repurchase and profit sharing. So yeah, it's just a cool little they said Telegram game with a token behind it. Yeah, and I can tell you what, the guys are hustling, they're pushing. I would definitely check it out. I'm holding a small bag of it for full disclosure. So yeah, check it out.
Nice. Yeah, very nice. And shout out to all the guys over there that are doing that and building it out. Looks great. Cool to have it in our chat as well. I like the way that people that have it in the chat can benefit from it to their own tokens as well. So it's a really good model that they have there. I think we lost your screen there again, Sean, but that's all good. But yeah, and of course, anybody from Whale Miner, developer, community representative, anything like that, more than welcome to come on the show any one of these days and give us a full breakdown, plans for the future, all that kind of thing. You can go and check them out. X handle at Whale Miner Sol, and the website, if you want to go and get that bot installed too, is whaleminergames.com. Hell yeah. So go and check it out. Next up, Sean, we have Master Key Finance.
All right, I believe I got them pulled up. I do.
So get our drum roll. Boom.
All right. So we all know oil, extremely valuable asset when it comes to not just here in the US where I am, but in the whole world. And this actually allows you to invest in that. This is a project that's been around for, I think, easy like 3 years now. I know a lot of our community is already involved. And it gives you access to oil revenue through blockchain technology, invest in real world assets with transparent returns. You can go ahead and make your NFT. And I don't know how I fix this, but it definitely needs to get fixed.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll have to talk to AI.
Choose.
Why it might be happening.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything. So Mint, you can choose from 5 tiers of NFTs representing fractional ownership in that oil well. You're going to earn revenue, receive your share of oil well revenue based on your NFT tier and ownership. You can go ahead and track and claim. And then we have our tier right here. You can get involved for as little as what? $10, $15 when you include the admin fee, all the way up to a tier 5 is $1,000 plus admin fee of $100. So yeah, $1,100. So yeah, this is one that I think over time, like I said, as market structure starts to pass, and look, guys, I get it. Like, I own a marketing company. I've done really well over the past 4 years with it. And since October, it's been like next to nothing. The market's terrible. And I know some people have left and some people feel like we're never getting back. And that's how you always feel when you're in like the thick of it and everything is terrible. There's no liquidity, no money's flowing. You feel like you're going to stay there forever. Just like when we were hitting all-time high after all-time high. Last altcoin season, every token was going to 300 million. We thought it would never end. It does. It's part of how this works. Cycles, I think, are a little bit out of whack. So that is one thing, is we don't really know what's coming when. But I do know that everything will be back. And we're highlighting some really good projects. So if you have the funds to accumulate and get into certain ones, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, and anybody that is interested in this project, you can go to our own Moon Dust Media at Moon Dust Media on X and go to the highlights section. We did an interview with the man himself, Millie, and shout out to Josh as well. I know he's part of the team over there, big supporter of ours too for a long time. But we did an interview with Millie. You can hear it straight from the horse's mouth yourself there. If you go to the highlights section, scroll down a little bit, you'll find it. And the website is masterkey.finance. And basically what it is you buy up a well. These guys will buy up a well, they'll scan it, see how much oil is in it, and they'll peg it to their token, and they basically tokenize everything that's in the ground. And the great thing is you don't have to spend a fortune trying to extract it out of the ground. You can actually take it from where it's at, and it gives that token, I mean, intrinsic value, I guess, real world value, you could say. So it's a really cool idea. I do like it, but, best off, go and check out that interview that we did with him a while back. On the X account there as well. Let's have a look at their X account, Sean, for a quick minute, and we'll pop it up. Their X handle is at masterkey_fin, and you can see block oil is the big push here at the moment. It's a great idea.
Yep, like it, love it. Yeah, nothing, no new updates just yet. Just wanted to check in, just make sure.
All right, yeah, very good. Everybody, go check them out if there's something that tickles your fancy. You want to get into the oil industry. There you go. This is your chance in the Web3 world. Okay, and next up we have Only Rose. So let's get ready.
As usual, let's see. Oh, hold on. Why is it not? There we go.
There we go. All right.
There we go. As usual, Rose, which is the player in the Telegram bot. Obviously, everyone knows now. This is our girl Rose, seeing her in the flesh. Only Rose, only fans, obviously. Play on that website. Mr. P's pulling up. RoseKnowsAll.com. It is over on Lunar Pump. They added about 15 SOL to that bonding curve in like the last 48 to 72 hours. So everything's looking good there. They are also doing that back room event with an OnlyFans girl. I saw actually in one of the rooms I'm in with them. They're getting everything set up, and it looks like it's getting closer and closer. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, it's adult content, so having to make sure everything's on the up and up. But I believe they said that all those funds that they accumulate for the project, obviously the girl is going to get paid, the talent. So with that, all the funds collected is going to come right here to this bonding curve. So, as Mr. P would say,
the bondage curve.
Bondage curve. So really cool there. So yeah, I'm excited. I want to get Only Rose bonded. I want to get her off on the radium, and see where she goes. Solid team behind it. They've been a part of the community forever. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Only Rose does for sure.
Yeah, and they're
so,
definitely
guys,
working.
check it out.
Yeah, they're definitely working hard out there as well, trying to do this. So, once they get everything dialed in, of course, when you deal in this kind of an industry, you got to make sure you got all your I's dotted, your T's crossed. You don't want to fall into any legal trouble. So there's definitely a process in that. But shout out to you guys. See, lady, if you got any updates for us, you're more than welcome to drop them into the Moon or Dust Telegram or else come on the show. Open invitation. You've been a strong supporter of ours for a long time, so we do appreciate that so much, and we hope that this gets kicked and hits that bondage curve sooner than later. You can go and check them out, roseknowsall.com, and the X handle is at roseknowsall25. And I guess we're on to ourselves, Sean. Moon or Dust Media. Oh, you're muted.
Always a good way to finish out the program. Talk a little bit of Moon or Dust Media. Everything's looking good. Mafia's kind of rolling. It's definitely trending huge. I believe it's past its all-time high, and it's still sitting at its all-time high. I want to do a video talking about it. I'm gonna try to get that out for tomorrow. Talking about everything about the Mafia token. There's a lot. I hate saying stuff going on in the background, but
can't avoid it sometimes.
We're working on it. We really do want to push this Mafia token organically into the millions and hopefully tens of millions. Like I always say, the way it's done right now, you launch a token, you get the market maker going, you deploy a little bit of capital for marketing and to get that little green chart going, you attract those outside investors and then dump and repeat. That's what people are doing. So when you're seeing tokens shoot up and then dump, and then when you're seeing tokens do different things, it's all a ploy. These degen devs are literally just trying to draw you in to get your liquidity. It's not what we're doing at all. Now, make no mistake, there is a point in time where we'll want to get market makers going and different things like that. If we start hitting certain market caps and we start getting to certain points, there are different reasons why things like that need to be done. But our goal is not to draw you in. We created probably one of the most solid floors you will ever find. How often do you see a meme token off a pump fund hit its all-time high and just sit there and continue to go up? You don't see it. It's something that, again, Mod Media is something very serious. We joined the Building Public Hackathon, and we were already doing this before the hackathon. A lot of projects, and nothing wrong with this, but a lot of projects, they threw it up within a day or two strictly to join the Pump Fund Hackathon. It's not what we did. We were already doing this, and we just saw this as an avenue to continue doing it, hopefully get some really good funding for Mod Media, because the only thing Mod Media is missing is a little bit of exposure. Now, we can bring a lot of exposure with our channels, which we've already maxed out, I guess, our exposure within our network for Mod Media for everything we're doing. So we just need that extra little push. And if we ever get mainstream adoption or exposure in any kind of way, Mod is going to be off to the races. There is not going to be dev tokens rating to dump on you. We locked up 10% of the supply. We're going to lock up more. We have 5% sitting in the dev wallet. We may need some
Chuck locked up 30 million as well.
Yep.
And he said once we hit 100K, he's going to lock up another 30. So
exactly.
Go pick up some Mafia. Let's hit that 100K and we lock up another 30 million. Shout out to you, Chuck. Appreciate you, brother.
Yep. Website, we have our daily schedule, so people aren't confused. We go live Monday through Friday. Building Public episode, the trending show. Again, the hackathon, you're watching trending. We have our actual game show. I did the math. We've given away $5,100 in prize money over 26 episodes to different projects. It is a high production Deal or No Deal style game. So, yeah, guys, go check that out. We're developing casino games for Ape Casino. Of course, we got the Mafia token. Need about another 10 to 12,000 in market cap. And Chuck is going to be locking up, would you say, another 30 million tokens. Advertisements, again, I was going over that. Advertisements dead right now. Unfortunately, no one wants to advertise anything. They just want to draw you in and dump on you. They don't actually want to do anything. But yeah, as stuff starts to turn around again, we have that avenue open. And the ground floor is laid, guys. Like, Mod is not something we're hypothetically talking about doing. It's already here. It's already built. We are like 50 episodes into Moon or Dust Trending now. We're like 26 episodes into the game show. We are 9 episodes into the Building Public Hackathon. Rico's Revenge is already done, out of our hands, in Ape Church's Casino's hands. Yeah, we're rock and roll. Like I said, one little spark and it's done. Everyone's lives here has changed. So pass it around. And yeah, guys, we'll go from there. And It is our mission. Leader Dust is going to be a brand that everyone knows in this space. One way or another, it's going to be a brand everyone knows in this space.
Yeah, and you're talking about passion projects. This is a serious passion project for us. I've always wanted to have my own studio, be a game developer, whatever it is, content creator. And this is a big lifetime goal achievement for me personally. I know it's something Sean is super passionate about. Adam's always had this lifelong goal as well. And now that we have it here, you best believe we ain't letting go. And we are just going to keep cranking. Like Sean said, before the hackathon, we were doing this anyway. We did test our first game show in public. We didn't build it in public, but we did test it out. It was a lot of fun with the community. But this one, we're building in public. So this is going to be it's going to be even more fun. And this is the game that we're building is going to be a 2-player head-to-head when we do launch this. So you can go and check that out. We're going to be doing episode 10 here after this show. Just keep an eye. Sometimes there's a little lag in time because Adam is on the other side and it gets late for him. So he's got some things he needs to take care of, but we will be on very soon. The show that we're building is based on the 1980s classic game show called Card Sharks. Go to YouTube and check it out, see what it's like. So we're just trashing through that. We're getting through the game functionality and logic, dialing all that in, working on some graphic stuff at the moment, building out the cards. But it's a lot of fun. So please come and join us in that as well. Go check out the website, everybody, moonerdust.media. And if you want to join the journey with us and share the vision, you like what we're building here, and you want to join the roller coaster, go pick yourself up a bag of Mafia down there. Let's hit that 100K and let's lock up another 30 million tokens for a year. That means that once we get to that point, that will be 160 million tokens locked for 1 year, which is pretty awesome.
And everyone for years now have been dreaming about finding that project that is actually looking to deliver something real, looking to grow, looking to not have someone that's just going to pump it up to 10 million and then just destroy it back down to 200,000. We are that project. Tell everyone you know, let's get mod out there. Obviously, the best way to do that is the Mafia token. The bigger that gets, the bigger mod media is going to get. So guys, let's do this. Let's get together and let's pump this to the high heavens because it has a potential. It's not going to double. Of course, are people going to sell? Yes, people are going to sell. But are the devs there waiting to dump this thing back down to nothing? Nope, it'll never happen. It is going to continue to grow. And I'm very confident within the next months to year, this is going to be into the millions of market cap. I have no doubt. And get everyone in while you can. We're sub 100. And you don't hear me talk about that either. Everyone listening right now, I've been doing this for 4 years as far as the marketing goes, and you never hear me talk about pricing. You never hear me talk about charts, but I will talk about it with Moon or Dust because I have all the faith in the world. And I also know that we're not going to do anything personally to hurt it. So I have all the confidence in the world saying this is that token. Tell your friend, everyone you know on Telegram, tell them about it. Whoever it is, this is that token. Let's get behind it and let's effing go.
All right. And of course, on top of that, go and install the bot. Go to moonerdust.media, go to the trending section, get the bot installed. Very easy to do. Take advantage of the ecosystem we're building here. Take advantage of the exposure. Don't have to pay a fortune for it. It's totally free to install, and you might even get a reach out for the to appear live, represent your project on Moon or Dust Game Show itself as well. So go get it installed. Take advantage. We'll be highlighting. We'll be back again tomorrow for another trending show. So don't hesitate, don't dilly-dally, get it into your project today, get voting or take advantage of the boost, whatever you like. It's 100% free to get it installed. So go do that, be ready, be prepared, and get the exposure. And like we said, this goes out, it's on Pump Fun Live, but this goes out across multiple channels on YouTube, X, Rumble, totaling over 200K subscribers after the fact. And we get some really good viewership, and that is growing and growing and growing as well. And we're here for the long haul, guys. I hope you've seen it. We've done, like Sean said, 26 episodes, 50 plus of the trending show, more of the Pump Fun Hackathon live build. We are relentless out here. We put out all these clips after the fact as well from the interviews today. Shout out to those guys. So yeah, keep following along, guys, and share our content as much as you can. Let's keep building, let's keep growing, and let's enjoy the ride.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and close it out. The guys will definitely be back here for the build in public, and we'll be back, of course, tomorrow for another episode of My Trending, meeting some other fellow Pump Fun Hackathons contestants. But, guys, you already know what to do until we meet again. I'm DeFi Sean. It's Mr. P. Oh, wrong way. Trade safe. What is going on, everyone? I am DeFi Sean, and Pump That Fun and the entire crypto world is about to get hit with the coolest thing it's ever seen, because Mod Media is joining the Build in Public Hackathon on Pump That Fun. We've done it once with Lunar Dust, our high production game show that's about 25 episodes in front of everyone on YouTube. But this time, for our second game, we're going to be building live on Pump That Fun for everyone to see. So let's go ahead and get into it. And for those that don't know me, I am DeFi Sean, the owner of Crypto and Cause Investing, both the YouTube channel and the marketing company, and one of the co-founders of Mod Media, joined by my partners Adam and Mr. Pixel. We're building live entertainment that actually converts attention into on-chain activity. And the problem we're solving is simple. We all know crypto has amazing technology, but horrible engagement. Builders are either building something too complex or flat out too boring. Also, builders have the problem of getting people to engage and stay locked in, and most of the marketing they do feels fake or inorganic. Mod Media fixes that though by turning crypto into live, interactive entertainment. We go live 5 days a week with what we call Mod Trending, covering the top 5 projects trending on our bot. For those that didn't join us on YouTube building Lunar Dust, it is a high production deal or no deal style game where developers go head to head against our whales, picking their wallets for a chance to win up to 1,000 USD. Then that second game is coming to Pump That Fun. But exactly what are we going to be doing? We're going to be coding live. We're going to be testing it live. We're going to be bringing up community members to play the game, to break it, and to work out all the bugs in front of everyone to see. And at the same time, we're going to be bringing Mod Trending to Pump That Fun, Lunar Dust to Pump That Fun, and also teaching builders how to utilize AI for graphics, branding, and content creation. If you make crypto fun to watch, people stick around. And if people stick around, builders win. And when builders win, that's how entire ecosystems are built. And I hope Pump That Fun and our competitors are ready, because when Mod Media hits Pump That Fun, it is going to be essentially over. What we do, no one does it better, and the entire market is about to see that. So go ahead and strap up and enjoy the entertainment.